I'm not gonna lie, February has been a rough month for me, but not when it comes to buying books. I managed to pick up some amazing books this month that I'm super excited for. In case you don't know me, I'm Rose, I am at home, and I cannot wait to share with you all of the awesome things that I picked up and cannot wait to read, so let's get started. The first book I'm going to talk about is my pick from Book of the Month. Now you'll notice there was no Book of the Month haul this month because I only got one. What happened was that I read a lot of the prediction blogs that say like, hey, these are things that are coming out and these are things we expect to be in Book of the Month, and fell in love with multiple things. And then when they released the Book of the Month books, only one of them was actually a pick for this month. And I ended up, I will admit, I thought about just ordering a bunch so that I could do a video, and I said, stop. That's not the point of this channel. It's not to turn us into a hoarder. It's not to order a bunch of books that I'm not interested in. So I just ordered the one, and I'm putting it here in this video. And that book was Kristin Hannah's The Women. I'm so excited for this one. I love Kristin Hannah. The Nightingale is one of my all-time favorites. It's one of those where you just sob and sob and sob, and it's so cathartic. And I don't know if this is going to be that way, but I suspect possibly. So from what I understand, this is women who served in Vietnam. As you know, I teach Tim O'Brien's The Things They Carried to my high school seniors, and the book The Mountains Sing, which is a telling from the point of view of the Vietnamese. It is by a Vietnamese author, is another one of my favorite books. So I'm really excited to get the female perspective in a book. And so let me tell you exactly what this one's about. Women can be heroes. When 20-year-old nursing student Frankie McGrath hears those words, it is a revelation. Raised in the sun-drenched, idyllic world of Southern California and sheltered by her conservative parents, she has always prided herself on doing the right thing. But in 1965, the world is changing, and she suddenly dares to imagine a different future for herself. When her brother ships out to serve in Vietnam, she joins the Army Nurse Corps and follows his path. As green and inexperienced as the men sent to Vietnam to fight, Frankie is overwhelmed by the chaos and destruction of war. Each day is a gamble of life and death, hope and betrayal. Friendships run deep and can be shattered in an instant. In war, she meets and becomes one of the lucky, the brave, the broken, and the lost. But war is just the beginning for Frankie and her veteran friends. The real battle lies in coming home to a changed and divided America, to angry protesters, and to a country that wants to forget Vietnam. The Women is the story of one woman gone to war, but it shines a light on all women who put themselves in harm's way and whose sacrifice and commitment to their country has too often been forgotten. A novel about deep friendships and bold patriotism, The Women is a richly drawn story with a memorable heroine whose idealism and courage under fire will come to define an era. Does that not sound amazing? It's too heavy for right now, and we'll talk about kind of where my mind is later on in this video, but it is one that I am so looking forward to when I get to it. The second thing I picked up kind of has a story. I stopped doing pre-orders because they would ship the day the book came out, and I wanted the book then, and I wanted to know what version I had and all of the things. So I started, but when I would get up in the morning before work, going in and doing buy online, pick up in store through Barnes & Noble, and that way I would get the right version and I would be able to do all of the things. Well, for this book, they never allowed that. They never let it be a buy now, pick up in store. It said that they had them in store, but they did not let you reserve them that way. I guess because they ran out really fast that way for other books, and they didn't want that to happen for this one. They wanted, I guess, folks to come in. So I had to work. So after work, went straight to the store and there were 3 copies left. None of the special editions, but this, I still got it on the first day, and I'm fine without the special edition because yes, there was a bonus chapter, but I'm positive that's going to be online, and I'm positive it's not going to be important to the storyline because not everybody will get it, but I don't get the stupid sticker that says that it's the special edition. So I'm okay with that. Anyway, if you haven't guessed it yet, it is Sarah J. Maas, The House of Flame and Shadow. This is one of the series I was actually completely caught up on, even with them this thick. The second book I actually took on a cruise with me, which now seems kind of dumb. It was really heavy to lug around and things, but it was my cruise read when we went on... We went to the Caribbean, not this past spring break, but the spring break before, and I had a wonderful time and I had a wonderful book, and so I have wonderful memories of reading that book, and this is a lot. This is probably going to be a summer read when I've got lots of time, but I'm super, super excited for it. Oh, the first book that I was, I guess you could say, disappointed wasn't in Book of the Month, but I went and bought anyway as soon as it came out, is Robert Jackson Bennett's The Tainted Cup. And look how pretty this is. And yeah, it's another one like the Emily Wilde Fairies, both books. The cover's on the cover. There's no jacket on there. So that's interesting. So all of the writing is on the back. But this one was on like multiple prediction lists for Book of the Month and it wasn't there. So I went and got my own copy. Let me explain to you why. In D'Artagnan's grandest mansion, an imperial officer lies dead, killed to all appearances, when a tree erupted from his body. Even here at the Empire's borders, with contagion abound in the blood of the Leviathans work strange magical changes, it's a death both terrifying and impossible. Assigned to investigate is Anna Dolabra, a detective whose reputation for brilliance is matched only by her eccentricities. Rumor has it that she always wears a blindfold and can solve impossible cases without stepping outside the walls of her home. At her side is her new assistant, Dinios Cole, magically altered in ways that make him the perfect aid to Anna's brilliance. Din is at turns scandalized, perplexed, and infuriated by his new superior, but as the two close in on a mastermind and Anna makes one startling deduction after the next, he realizes that she is, indeed, the Empire's greatest detective and wonders how long he can keep his own secrets safe from her piercing intellect. Doesn't that sound awesome? So fantasy detective, that is my wheelhouse. I love that. I don't find that nearly as often as I would like. And so this one I think will be a sooner rather than later read because I am here for it. The second thing that I bought that was on the list for Book of the Month and didn't make it is The Book of Doors. Look at how beautiful is that. Oh, I love it. It's Gareth Brown, and it's like foiled kind of. It's like gold foil on the cover. And I love books about books. I love portal books, and so a book where the books are the portals just sounds amazing. Okay, let me tell you. Ooh, and here's the inside. Can you see that? Like, how cool is that? Okay, now I disappeared. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Cassie Andrews works in a New York City bookstore, shelving books, making coffee for customers, and living an unassuming, ordinary life. Until the day one of her favorite customers, a lonely yet charming old man, dies, sitting at his usual table in the store. Cassie is devastated. She's always loved his stories, and now she has nothing to remember him by. Nothing, that is, but the last book he was reading, and one other he left for Cassie. But the other book, covered in faded, cracked leather, is no ordinary book. It is the Book of Doors. Inscribed with enigmatic words and mysterious drawings, it promises Cassie that any door is every door. She just needs to know how to open it. Soon, Cassie is approached by a gaunt stranger in a rumpled black suit. Drummond Fox is a Scottish librarian who keeps watch over a unique set of rare volumes. The tome in Cassie's possession is not the only book with great power, but it is the one most coveted by those who collect them. Now Cassie is being hunted by the few people who know about the special books. With just her roommate, Izzy, to confide in, she has to decide if she will help the mysterious and haunted Drummond protect the Book of Doors and the other books in his secret library's care from those who would do evil. Only Drummond knows where the library is, and only Cassie's book can get them there. But some are willing to kill to obtain those secrets, and a dark force in the form of a shadowy, sadistic woman is at the very top of that list. Oh my gosh, y'all, that sounds so good. I can't wait. Like, it sounds amazing. It sounds absolutely amazing. And I'm so glad that I picked it up, even though it wasn't in Book of the Month. It was, I just cannot wait for this. This is going to be so good. And the third pick that I got from the lists of things that they thought would be in Book of the Month that weren't is The Hidden Life of Cecilia Larson by Ellen Baker. And it's like a circus book, but there's a lot more going on than that. I've got a number of circus books. I should probably do like a recap of all of them at some point on this channel. So let me tell you what this is about. It looks like dual timeline. 1924. 4-year-old Cecily Larson's mother reluctantly drops her off at an orphanage in Chicago, promising to be back once she's made enough money to support both Cecily and herself. But she never returns, and shortly after high-spirited Cecily turns 7, she is sold to a traveling circus to perform as the little sister to glamorous bareback rider Isabelle Dumond. With Isabelle and the rest of the circus, Cecily feels she's found the family she craves. But as the years go by, the cracks in her little world begin to show. And when teenage Cecily meets and falls in love with a young roustabout named Lucky, she finds her life thrown into an entirely unexpected and dangerous course. 2015. Cecily is now 94 and living a quiet life in Minnesota with her daughter, granddaughter, and great-grandson. But when her family decides to surprise her with an at-home DNA test, the unexpected results not only bring to light the tragic love story that Cecily has kept hidden for decades, but also throws into question everything about the family she's raised and claimed as her own for nearly 70 years. Cecily and everyone in her life must now decide who they really are and what family and forgiveness really mean. Sweeping through a long period of contemporary history, The Hidden Life of Cecily Larson is an immersive, compelling, and entertaining family drama centered around one remarkable woman and her determination to survive. It sounds heavy, and I'm not in a place where I can do heavy right now, but I am super happy to have this on the shelf and have it ready for when I am ready, because this sounds amazing. The next thing I picked up, I kept talking myself out of. I've wanted it since it came out, and it came out very end of January. But I haven't yet read the first one, so I kept convincing myself to wait, and then finally I said, forget it, just go ahead and grab it now. And it is Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. And this is I guess it's the next in a series of Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. So because it's a detective series, I feel like I should be able to share. If I can't share, I'll redo this part. So, I'm Ernest Cunningham. Call me Ern, or Ernie. When the Australian Mystery Writers Society invited me to their crime writing festival aboard the Gone, the famous train through the vast Australian desert, I was hoping for some inspiration for my second book. Fiction this time. I needed a break from real people killing each other. But the Gone is not the respite I'd been hoping for. It turns out I'd trapped myself on an 1,800-mile journey with a powder keg of grudges, crime writers with hidden secrets in their pasts, overeager fans bearing conspiracy theories, and agents and editors undercutting each other in order to sign the next big thing. When one of us is murdered, the remaining writers turn into detectives. Together, we should know how to solve a crime. Of course, we should also know how to commit one. So that sounds fun. Doesn't that sound fun? So it seems like it's the character from the first book who's now in a second book, but the mystery is completely different. And I'm here for it. I'm here for the first one. This one actually sounds maybe even better. Kind of locked room, you know, moving train. Everybody has skills to pull off a murder because they know how to catch murderers because they write about it. It sounds really cool and really fun, and I can't wait. So this is the last thing that was on all of those lists, expecting it to be in Book of the Month, and it wasn't. And it is A Love Song for Ricki Wilde by Tia Williams. And so this one, it sounds like it's going to be romance. I don't think it's going to be rom-com exactly, and that's sort of what I've been looking for, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But it is romance. It is something that's going to be different, hopefully, than all of the really heavy stuff that I've been reading lately. And so that's why I picked it up. It's one I haven't been able to stop thinking about since it wasn't on the Book of the Month list, and I was disappointed. So I went ahead and grabbed it. Let me tell you what it's about. Ricki Wilde has many talents, but being a Wilde isn't one of them. As the impulsive, artistic daughter of a powerful Atlanta dynasty, she's the opposite of her famous socialite sisters. Where they're long-stemmed roses, she's a dandelion, an adorable bloom that's actually a weed, born to float wherever the wind blows. In her bones, Ricki knows that something, a different, more exciting life awaits her. When a regal nonagenarian, Miss Della, invites her to rent the bottom floor of her Harlem brownstone, Ricki jumps at the chance for a fresh beginning. She leaves behind her family, wealth, and chaotic romantic decisions to realize her dream of opening a flower shop in New York City. And just beneath the surface of her new neighborhood, the music, stories, and dazzling drama of the Harlem Renaissance still simmers. One evening in February, as the heady, curiously off-season scent of night-blooming jasmine fills the air, Ricki encounters a handsome, deeply mysterious stranger who knocks her world off balance in the most unexpected way. Set against the backdrop of contemporary Harlem and 1920s decadence, A Love Song for Ricki Wilde is a modern fairy tale of two passionate artists drawn to the magic and romance of New York, and whose lives are irreversibly linked. I think that sounds like it's going to be really, really good. I think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be touching, but not like heavy. I think I'm going to really love it, and this might be a sooner rather than later read. Okay, so life has been hard, school has been hard, work has been hard, everything has been crazy overwhelming, and I haven't been doing myself any favors reading all of the heavy stuff, and I realize that as I'm trying to like think through what I'm going through and how I've been feeling. And I think part of it is that I need my escape to be lighter. I need the escape of reading to be lighter and more fun and just more different than what actual life is right now. Go talk to your teacher friends. They're not okay, I promise. Give them a hug. Buy them chocolate. Yeah. Anyway, so this is where I have an ask of you. Please, in the comments below, if you have a favorite rom-com, like you know the kinds of things I don't like. I don't like essay. I don't like inappropriate things that nobody gets punished for. That kind of stuff really throws me off. But good people coming together and that kind of thing, and having it also be funny and touching, I would love some suggestions. So please, if you've got something that fits that bill, put it down in the description below, and you might just see your recommendations on my next haul. But I have picked up two so far that jumped out at me as something that I might really like. The first is called Nora Goes Off Script, and it's by Annabel Monaghan. Like, it just looks fun. I just like those drawn covers, and it just looks like it's going to be a good time. So let me tell you what it's about. Romance Channel screenwriter Nora Hamilton knows the formula for love better than anyone. But when her too-good-to-work husband leaves her and their 2 kids, Nora turns her marriage's collapse into the best script of her life. When it's picked up for the big screen and set to film at her home with former sexiest man alive, Leo Vance, cast as her ex-husband, Nora's life will never be the same. After shooting wraps, Nora finds Leo on her porch with a half-empty bottle of tequila and a proposition. He'll pay $1,000 a day to stay for a week. She could use the money, but it's the need in his eyes that makes her say yes. 7 days. It's the blink of an eye or an eternity, depending on how you look at it. Enough time to fall in love. Enough time to break your heart. So that just sounded way different than, I don't read a lot of romance, so maybe there are others that are like that, but it stood out as pretty different for me. It sounded really cute. It sounded cool. It sounded like this could be a lot of fun. And hopefully we end up not heartbroken, even if we don't get the guy, because getting the guy isn't always the best thing for you. I've learned that from some of these romance books. But this will, I'm just telling you right now, this is probably going to be on March's TBR. So you're going to see it again really soon. I'm super excited for it. And the last thing that I picked up this month in a similar vein is How to Find Love in a Bookshop by Veronica Henry, and I'm going to hide here. So this is more of a photograph cover, really cute. The idea of it's cute. Love and books, like, of course, of course. Okay. Nightingale Books, nestled on the main street of an idyllic little village, is a dream come true for book lovers. But owner Amelia Nightingale is struggling to keep the shop open after her beloved father's death, and the temptation to sell it is getting stronger. The property developers are circling, yet Amelia's loyal customers have become like family. For them, the shop is much more than what's on its shelves. It's a place for romance, long-held secrets, and unexpected hopes for the future. How to Find Love in a Bookshop is the delightful story of Amelia, the unforgettable cast of customers whose lives she has touched, and the books they all cherish. That just, it sounds like it's exactly what I need right now. It sounds like the kind of escape that I want in my life right now is just light and breezy and everything works out and everything's wonderful, and that's what I'm hoping I'm gonna get. And this will probably be on the TBR that you guys will see in about a week. So yeah, you'll see it again real soon. Okay, so that is a lot of books. Thank you so much for watching. I had a really good time talking with you today. Again, I've not been in the best place mental health wise. I don't want to like dump all of that on you. I don't think it's yours to carry. So I'm just gonna mention that. And so when videos don't show up, like, don't worry about me. I'm not leaving for good. I just, some weeks need to take that time and put it elsewhere. And so, but I do love every time I get to talk to you. So thank you very much. And I'd love to have you come back if you would hit that subscribe button so that when I do post new videos, you get to know about it. And in the meantime, I really hope that you have an amazing week and that you get to read some really amazing books. Bye, y'all.